All right. Good morning, everyone, and hope you had a nice night rest. We're going to start our class now. We decided not to be waiting up for people to join. I'm sure they will join us before the class ends. Please let me know if you can hear me audibly. If this is audible enough, please do let me know. All right, thank you very much. So we kick off class and from where we stopped yesterday. So let me share my screen. So we stopped at HTML style CSS yesterday. So today we'll continue with the links. Apologies, I'm unable to put up the assignment I said I was going to put up. I'll try and do that after the class of today. However, all other materials that we used yesterday has been uploaded, including the recording, the video recording also has been uploaded. So we can get in there and start revising after this class. Okay, before we go on with today's class, is there any question from yesterday that we can quickly tackle? If there's any question from yesterday at all? Okay. All right, so since there's no question, we'll kick off our class this morning. Today, we're looking at HTML links, link in HTML. We have seen it in action when we started this course, where we used the A tag to create a link that takes us to another destination page. So links are found nearly on all web pages. Links allow users to click their way from page to page. So HTML links are hyperlinks, actually. That's what they are in real sense. They are hyperlinks. And you can click on a link and jump to another document or another resource that that link is actually referencing. When you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn to a little hand. I think I showed us that when we were talking about the A tag. So a link does not have to be a text. A link can be an image or any other HTML element. So this A tag can be used on any element at all, any HTML element at all. Could be text, could be image, could be a button, you know. Once the A tag is there, it turns into a link. Okay. So we move on. So the syntax for forming a link is what we are seeing here. We'll start with the A tag, followed by href attributes, then the URL, which is the target location, the location you want the link to. You put it here, and the text you want to show, we put it here. It could be anything. It could be a text, could be an image, could be anything at all, provided they are wrapped around the A tag, they will return into a link. Provided you have the URL specified, they will also turn into a link. So the most important attribute of the A element, that's the anchor element, is the href attribute. Don't ever omit this href attribute. It's very dangerous to do that. When you omit it, you are not creating a link at all, because a link, the essence of a link is to lead to a destination. So the href attribute indicates the link's destination. That's where the link will be going to. You can link to a web page, you can link to a file, you can link to an image, you can link to anything. You can link to an installation file, you can link to anything that exists on the website, provided there's a link to that particular resource, you can link to it. So the link text is the part that will be visible to the reader. So this part will be visible to the reader. That's the part we entered that you see, maybe register here, sign up here, click here to go here, click here to do this or do that. All right. So master this syntax properly, the A tag, and then followed by href, followed by the content, which is the text that will be shown to your user or your visitor, website visitor, and then followed by the closing tag of the A tag. I hope we all understand that. So it's as simple as that, okay? Just know the syntax, then you're good to go. So now clicking on the link text, we send the reader to the specified URL address. This example below shows a link specifying to youtube.com. However, this, let me correct this one. It's supposed to be YouTube so that I don't get confused. So it's supposed to take you to youtube.com. So if you create a new file now, I want you to create a new file from your Visual Studio Code. I'm also going to do the same thing. Quickly create that new file. So there is day 6, Abby. I think so. Yeah, day 6. So let's create a new folder right under our HTML folder at the top here. So I'll create a new folder. I call it day 6. I press enter. So my folder is right here below. Right click on it. I create a new file and I call it links.html. I press enter. So I have my empty HTML file here opened. All right, I want to believe you've also created yours at your end. Create yours also at your end. And then we'll move forward. Okay, so as usual, quickly create your HTML document structure. HTML tag, then your head tag, followed by the body tag. So inside our body, inside the body tag, let's write this code that we have on the screen right now. So we have A, then href, https www.youtube.com. All right. You can choose to add the last / and you can choose to leave it like that. It will still work. And then we write visit youtube.com apostrophe. And that's it. You've created your link. You've created your link already, as the case may be. Where did I build? Oh, did I make a mistake? Oh, sorry. Thank you for pointing that out, Esther. Thank you very much. Okay, so create your own also. When you're done, save your work, and then you can view it in the browser. So what you will see is this. If you click here now to take me to YouTube. All right. So I want to create yours right now. When you're done creating it, let me know that you're done so that we can move forward. So I'll mute myself now and wait for your responses from you guys. Yeah, nice one, Esther. That was fast. Well done. Well done. Who else is done? Who else is done? Let me have about 2 more people to be done, then we proceed. Okay, well done, James. James is done. One more person, please. Great, Esther, well done. Well done, Matthew. So let's continue. So have you viewed it in the browser? You should view it in your browser. Then click on it. And then it will open YouTube for you. So this is my YouTube here. Okay. So that's how to create your links or hyperlink. As simple as that. You've created your hyperlink. Okay. So let's move forward. So by default, now let's listen very well. By default, links will appear as follows in our browser. An unvisited link is underlined and it's blue. That's a link that you've not visited at all from that particular browser. We appear underlined and blue. Then a visited link is underlined and purple. Let me tell you what that means. Let me run the code again. And I'm sure that's what yours too may be showing. So here, you can see this, the link, and it's in purple because I've gone to YouTube before. You understand? So let me choose maybe a website I've not gone to before. Which website is that I've not? I've gone to many websites. I don't know what website to choose right now. Okay, instead of me doing, I must have gone to those websites on my other browsers too. Let me check. So what I'm going to do, I want to show you that, I mean, you must have seen it, even in your Microsoft Word document, that those things will appear blue if it's a link that has not been visited before. Aha. So on this browser, I've not gone there at all. I've not gone to YouTube on this browser. It's not a browser I use most of the time. So you can see what he's saying here, that unvisited website, an unvisited link, okay, we appear underlined and blue. The ones you've visited, we appear to be what? Underlined and purple. An active link is underlined and is red, okay? You can't see the active link here because our link will take us somewhere else. But if that same link is appearing on that particular page, YouTube page, it will be appearing in red color, okay? So our attendance is now up on the classroom. You can go ahead and start marking your attendance. All right. So I hope we understand this color variation. So links can, of course, be styled with CSS to get another look. But these are the default look: visited link, purple; unvisited link, blue. Take notes. That may appear in your quiz or your exam. Excuse me. All right, so let's continue. If you have questions, please put it in the chat window. Now, target attributes. This is another place we need to pay attention. By default, the linked page will be displayed in the current browser, like we see here. Let me use this browser. So like we see here, if I visit this link now, this one will turn to purple by the time I'm coming back. So if I click here now, you see that it's open in the same tab. Let me close all this other tab. So let me go back. You can see that it's now purple because I visited it on this browser already. So if I click on this link now, it will open in this same tab. It will open a new tab for me. All right. And that's what target is. So the target for this one is the current tab. That is, you can see that it opened in a new in the current tab, not in a new tab. I'll go back. Excuse me. So by default, the linked page will be displayed in the current browser window. To change this, you must specify another target for the link. The target attribute specifies where to open the link document. All right. There's a target attribute for your hyperlinks, for your anchor tag. And the duty of that target attribute is to tell the HTML that, okay, I want this one to open in a new tab or in a new window or something, or on a blank page. You get now. By the time we get into frames, iframes, where we divide a particular web page into 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever layout we want to divide it into, you start seeing also the effect of targets, in such kind of work that you eventually start doing. Okay, so we're going to test targets, but before we do that, let's look at the types of targets and types of values we have for the target attribute. So the target attribute can have one of the following values: _self. This underscore is part of it, so don't omit it when you are writing your code. _self, which is the default, opens the document in the same window or tab as was the link. And that's what we've tried now. So another one is _blank. It opens the document in a new window or a tab. That's blank. Then we have _parent. It opens the document in the parent frame. I told us few seconds ago about frame. When we get there, we begin to see what this parent actually means. Then we have top, opens the document in the full body of the window. All right, full body of the window. So I think we're going to be testing some of these things right now. So an example, use the target _blank to open the link document in a new browser window. So in the same document you have, please make this edit. So you go back to your href, your anchor elements tag there. After you've specified, after the link that you specified, after the apostrophe, just type space and then type this part of the code, this part of it here. You type this part of the code, just this part, that's all you need, okay? So that's what I'm going to do now. I want you to do the same thing as your hand. So attribute targets, and then _blank. You can see it has appeared already. I press it here. So right now I'm telling the page that I want this link to open in a blank page, in a blank window. So I'll save my documents. I want to trust that we've done that right now. So just type the same thing. I'll save my document. I'll go back to my page. I'll refresh it. All right. Then by the time I click now, everybody look up. Just look at this, what I'm doing. By the time I click, it opens in a new tab. You can see that this is the old tab that my link exists. And this is the new tab that is opening in. If I go back and click again, it will open another new tab. That's because I have specified that the link should be open. The target is what? A blank page, okay? A blank tab or a blank window, all right? Which is the job of this guy here. So that's what I've made that to happen. Have you done it? Is it working on your hand? Sorry, is it working at your end? Please let me know if it's working at your hand before we proceed. Are you getting the same results? I see. Yeah, well done, Esther and Blessing. Oh, great. Opening that tab. Yeah, it's working. Oh, fine. Yeah, so it's working for everyone. Well done, guys. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Well done. So we go to the next next slide. Now, absolute URL. Absolute URL. Now, both examples above are using an absolute URL. That's a full web address in the href attribute. Okay. A local link or a link to a page within the same website is specified with a relative URL without using these parts of it, HTTPS, blah, 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 blah. All right. Let me recap again. Absolute URL versus relative URL. The examples we've seen above here, we have used a relative URL example here. All right. But what we are being told here is that there is also relative URL. And the relative URL is talking about a link that is specified with a URL that is within that either the same page or the same website. Either the same page or the same website. I want us to pay very good attention to this. You can create a link that will lead you to another part of your HTML page. All right, you can create a link like that. We'll see how that is done very soon. So again, what differentiates absolute from relative is that you won't see this part. When it's absolute, when it's relative, you don't get to see this part in the link. You just see the normal one without this part. So here, an example, absolute URL is this one. You can see the HTTPS www. whatever is here. And also applies here as well. Now, I told us that we can also link to images. So here we see relative URL linking to an image that resides on the same folder or the same website where you are running this link form, this a tag form, a tag element from. What am I even saying? As in the anchor element, all resides, this image resides in the same folder. You can see the href for this CSS, the default.asp page as well. These are relative links. Why these are absolute links? All right. Relative links and then absolute links. Let's not forget that. ASP, somebody's asking what does ASP means? ASP is a file extension for, there's a programming language we call, just like HTML, we call it ASP.NET. ASP.NET. So the files, instead of .html, their own file is ASP. All right, is ASP. I also program in ASP as well. If I do most of my web programming in ASP using Visual Basic.NET as the programming aspect of it, to program it. But in designing the web page, I can use ASP.NET to do that. So that's it's from Microsoft. It's from Microsoft. Microsoft are the ones that created the ASP.NET. So it's just like this HTML code we are learning. We can also learn ASP.NET as well. Okay, I hope that answers your question. I've forgotten the meaning of the ASP self, something page, active something page or so. All right, let's just move forward. That's out of this course. So HTML links using an image as a link. Using the image as a link. So to use an image as a link, just put the img tag, the image tag inside the a tag. So what they are saying is, now this is your a tag here, all right? And then you inside the a tag, instead of writing a text like we have here, writing text like we have here, you put in your image tag there and link it to the image you want. When you do that, instead of your text showing, it is the image I will show, and the image will be clickable. The image becomes clickable, all right? So I want us to try that. You can download an image or use an image that you have on your system, copy the image into that folder, copy the image into the day6 folder, go on your system, copy an image into the day6 folder, or you download from the internet and then copy it and paste it here. So what I'm going to do, I think I should have some images in my download folder that I've used before. So let me just use this one, for example. So I'll copy it. Let me rename it to a short name. This name is too long. IWD. PNG. So I'll copy. Where's copy? Okay, copy here. So I'll come to my day6 folder, right click on the day6 folder. Why is it not pasting? This thing don't start. Okay, let me click and drag. I think that was what I did. Okay, let me see if I click and drag. Can click and drag it here under day6. Voila. So I've dropped it in there, and it's there showing under day6. Okay, so let's proceed. I go back to my links page. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate. Let me expand this guy. So I'm going to duplicate my a tag here. So I'll still leave it to link to YouTube, or I'll change the link, the page that is linking to. So I'll duplicate it by copying and pasting right there. Okay. So my link, I can change this to CNN. So it's different, CNN. I can then say here, this is CNN, CNN.com. So no, I'm not even going to change this visit CNN.com. I'm going to be replacing this with my image tag. So I'll clean this off. I'll come down. How we are watching, as you are typing, please be watching too. So I see what I'm doing. So just look at what I'm doing. If I don't type now, just look at what I'm doing. So I'll create my image, IMG, SRC, source of my source. Don't forget that. And I have IWD in my page, in my folder, the same folder. I specify that there. I give you the alt message and say International Women's Day. International Women's Day. Then I can style it. Style with equals to with column, I was at 42. 42, and this one is going to crunch my image. I don't think this width and stuff is what I should be using here. As in, I mean the values. So the height is 42 as well, but I won't use 42. So I'm going to use alpha 42, and that's 21 pixel. Or let me use 42, then I'll change the other one too, because my image is in landscape. The image I'm using is in landscape. So I'll make this 40, that's 84. Just double it, sha. So then I'll close this up. All right. So then I'll save my work. And I want to view it in the browser. I can go ahead and refresh this. So I have my image here. Okay. But let me do a line break here so that the other one goes down. But then I don't like the size of that image. I'm going to increase it. This is one, this one, I'll make this one 248. Depending on the dimension of your own image, you can change those values. So I'll just do this, and then this is the image here. How we can see the image seems to be too small. Let's give it some more size. I'll save it, I refresh. It's getting better. Make it 4. Save it, and I'll refresh. Oh, this seems better. Okay, so we have our anchor link here, and inside the anchor link we have the image link, image tag here, or elements. So if I come here now, you can see that immediately I come on top of the image, my pointer becomes a small hand. You can see telling you that there's a link on this image here. Okay. No, this image is not actually centered though. It's not actually centered. Let me open the image for you from the folder. Okay. So you can see there's space here, white space here, and there's white space here. So it's not as if it's centered. Okay, I can let me, so that we don't get confused. Let me just crop it. Let me crop it so it starts from the right part of it, part of the page. Okay. Let me crop those white space off. But this means I'm editing the dimension of the image. That's what it means. So this will use a space to save. It has not saved yet. I don't know why it's taking this long. Save. Let me just close this. Okay. Let's not allow this to take our time. But you've seen it that it's not like the image is centralized. the actual image file has a white space left on the left and on the right. Okay, so please write this code now and run it on your own page, on your own web browser. Let's do that very quickly. Quickly write the code, run it on your browser. When you're done, please do let me know. Let me close this. I think it's giving me a problem. Oh, well done, Esther. Sorry. Well done. Let's do that very quickly. When you're done, please type done. Ensure that the image, this image name here, the source name, the name of your image here is the same. I mean, you are putting your own, the name of your own image. You're putting the name of your own image, not what you actually see here. So be careful, or you rename your own image to match this. Then that's when it will work for you. Okay, Mr. James, you want me to show you how to get an image into the folder, right? Now, remember I said we should create a folder before that we will have our files and everything saved into, which is this web programming folder. Oh, it's like my Explorer is having problem. My file Explorer is having problem. Okay. I want to correct something. So just keep typing the code. I want to do something on my file Explorer. It's like it's frozen. So if you open that folder that you've created before, like I'm going to do now, what's wrong with my system? Sorry, I think my Windows Explorer is having problem. Okay, well done, Naomi. Who else is done? Okay, James, let me just explain. My system is acting up right now. I don't know why. Let me explain it to you. Remember the folder you created when we started this class. So you go to that folder. If you have also created the 6 inside that folder as well, go inside that folder and copy and paste your image into the folder where your HTML file, this particular HTML file we are working on, exists. Paste it inside there so that you don't have to put a long part when you are specifying the image for the SRC attributes. Okay, that's how you get the image. Okay, my Explorer is opened. So I need to look for that web programming folder that I created at the beginning. That I created at the beginning, and this is it here. This is my own here. Inside it is my HTML folder. I open it. Then the day6 folder I created from my VS Code, that's it here. I'll open it. So if I would have copied the image that I've downloaded by right-clicking and pressing or clicking on it and pressing Ctrl+C, or I click and choosing copy. By the time I've copied it, I come here. This is the links file I've been working with, HTML file. I'll just right-click here and paste the image in here. All right. by clicking on paste, or you press Ctrl V to paste it here. So that way your HTML documents and your image are in the same folder. So you'll be able to specify them easily. Also take note of the file extension. Like this one is iwd.png. So that will then work for you. James, I hope that makes some sense to you. So any other person, is there any other person that is done? So when you click on your image, those of you that are done, when you click on your image, what happens? When you click on the image itself, what happens? I'm going to click this one now. So it opened a new page for me. That's CNN website for me. Okay, thank you, James. Yeah, well done. So that's good. So that means it's working at your end too. Well done, Naomi. Okay, so let's proceed to, well done, Esther. Well done, well done, well done. So it's working well for you guys. So let's proceed to our next slide. Yeah. So go to the next slide. Now, I don't know if any of you have come across a link that when you click on it, it opens up something for you to send an email. And that's the one we are looking at now. So link to an email address, okay? Link to what? An email address. Now, what we use there, we use the mail tool inside the Href attributes to create a link that opens the user's email program to let them send a new email. Okay, so in your document, in your HTML file that you have already, that you're working on, please go to a new line outside the A tag that you've already created. Go to a new line. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then let's type this code in there. Say, for example, A, then href, and you type in mail to. Very important when you are using it for emails. Mail to, let me use my mail, james.ogremi@gmail.com. Okay. And then I close this here and I type in send an email. Type in send an email. So if I save this now and I go back to my page, I refresh the page, I have it here. Let me add a BR code, BR element here. So that helps me break it down to the next line. I'll save it. I'll come back here and I'll then refresh. I have it here at the next line. So if I click on this email now, what will happen is that the computer system will look for the default email program or email software. The default one you're using to send an email is what it's going to look for. It won't open it in your browser. So take note. So if I click here now, send an email. So it will ask me open mail, which is the default email app that I have on my system. I'll say open mail. So it's going to open the email app for me. If I have an email configured already, it will enable me to, what's it called now? To try and send an email out. So let me just choose one of my email accounts that I have here. Let me choose this one, so that I can mimic the thing to you completely. So done. So as you can see here now, it's telling me that I'm trying to send an email from this email address, email account I've created here, to the mail we specified in here. I mean, right in here. It will automatically take it. If I click on it again, it will ask me to open, yeah. So you can see, it will enter it for me automatically. So I can then send my mail, say test email. I can go ahead and then click on send, and voila, that's it. It's gone. Okay, so that's another link, another way you can use link in your HTML. You can use it to create on an email address, to create whatever email you want to create and then send out. I hope this makes sense to us. Please, if you have questions, please ask me a question. So you can try this code also. Let me know if you've tried it. Don't worry about sending an email, but just type the code, click on it, and see if it tries to open the mail software that you have on your system. If it does, You can close it, you can cancel it. You don't have to actually send an email right now. You can cancel it and just let me know that you've been able to do that. All right, well done, Naomi. It does, yeah. That's good. So, all right, I believe we can move on. To the next. Please give me a minute, please. All right, let's continue. Okay, well done, Bisola. Well done, Esther. Yeah. So now we are talking about link on a button. Okay, button as a link. To use an HTML button as a link, you have to add some JavaScript code. JavaScript allows you to specify what happens at certain events, such as click of a button. Okay. So this code you see below, we create a button for you. Okay. And you specify document location and all that. And we take it to where, if it's a document that you're opening, fine. If it's not, fine. If it's a location or anything else, it should open it for you. So this is like a JavaScript thingy, but I don't want to dive into it now. Okay. We'll be able to do that as we go on. I'm sure we're going to come across this button very soon in the course of this class. Then we'll be able to dissect it properly. But just know that you can also use a button as a link as well. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go on. More on absolute and relative URL. So use of full URL link to a web page, which is what we have seen here, like I told us before. Now, this one is linking to a particular web page, and the web page is named default.asp. All right, and you can see how the website itself is specified, followed by the folder that exists on that website before that particular web page. So this is an example of also like of an absolute URL. This is an example of it. So just take note of that. If you have your own website that you want to link to a particular page, you can try this at your own leisure time. So the next thing, also link to a page located in the HTML folder on your current website. This is how you specify it. So let's say there's another web page. Let's try something now. I want to copy another page from here. Let me copy this document, this one from here, because I want to use to show you how that works. And I'll paste it inside day 6. So I have a copy of this here now, assignment.html. All right. However, I don't want to just have it in page 6 like that. I'll put it inside another folder. Let me call the folder, let me create a new folder and call it HTML. Okay. Then I'll drag this assignment and put it inside this folder. I'll click move. So it's inside this HTML folder now. So I'm trying to mimic what we have here. So what I'm going to do in my links, I'll go back to my links .html file, and I'll just put a new line. You can actually use paragraph here. Let me use paragraph this time around. Let me use paragraph this time around, yeah. So I can put my A tag inside a paragraph if I want. That works as well, okay? So I'm creating a new link. href, and I'm linking to that particular file that I've copied inside the HTML folder that resides inside this day6 folder. So I'll specify my folder first, HTML, then slash the name of the file, that HTML file I want to work on, that I want to link to, .html. I hope we are following. I can create a target for it. And I say underscore blank. So it opens in a blank page. All right. Then here I can type open assignment. Okay. So I'll save. So what I've done, I've created another link for me to open another page that resides inside the same my current website. Okay, website is a folder actually. By the time we get to that stage, you will understand what website is and what web servers are. We'll soon get there. So these are just foundation we are trying to build up so that when we get to that level and we are talking about some of these things, you will not be lost at all. So I've saved my work. I'll go to my web. Where's the thing, sir? I've closed it. Okay. So this is it here. I've opened it again. So I have the open assignment here, which is this link I just created. If I click on it now, it's supposed to open that assignment page for me in my new tab. So watch that now. You can see it has opened the assignment page for me in my new tab. That's what we have here. Okay. What I did was I clicked on this and opened the page here. So I believe that makes sense to us. If you are able to do what I just did, please go ahead and do it. Copy one file that you've created before. First of all, create an HTML folder in your day6 folder. Then copy a file that you've created before into that day6 folder and into the HTML folder that resides inside the day6 folder. And then write out this code, just the way I've written it here. And then try it at your hand. Please quickly try that now. I'll wait for you to try that very quickly. Okay, well done, Diet. All right, let's continue. Let us proceed. Oh, well done, Naomi. Well done, Irichukwu. Well done, guys. All right, so let's proceed. So this one below, it's what we've been doing all day anyway. We've been trying this one all day. Of if you are linking to a page that is in the same folder as the one you are linking from, you just specify the name of the page, that's all, or the name of the file, and you'll be good to go. Okay, you'll be good to go. So let's move on. So this is a summary of what we've done today. Quickly scan through what we've done today. All right, so we are done with chapter 14. Any question? Is there any question from anybody? If you have a question, please put it in the chat window. Okay, so let's proceed. Since there's no question, we're moving to chapter 15. Still talking about links, but right now we're considering different colors of links. Okay. An HTML is displayed in a different color depending on whether it has been visited or unvisited or is active. By default, a link will appear like this in our browser, which is what we've said before. An unvisited link will be underlined and blue. A visited link will be underlined and purple, and an active link will be underlined and red. All right. So we can change these colors, all right, by using CSS. You can change the colors by using what? CSS. Here, an unvisited link will be green with no underline. A visited link will be pink with no underline, and active link will be yellow and underlined. In addition, when mousing over the link, it will become red and underlined. Okay, James is saying that, please, I didn't get how to link the relative from absolute URL. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Are you referring to this page where we had the last one we did? Is this what you're referring, James? Let me try. I don't know if James is in a place where he can speak. Let me try and see if I can unmute. Okay, that's what you're referring to. Okay. Okay, let me run through that again. Please pay attention. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to redo this again. So what I did was I went to another folder of mine. This time around, I'm going to use colors. Okay. I went to a file I've created before. Okay. I right click on the file and I copied the file and I came to my day6 here. How you can see it. Under day6, I have created an HTML folder. I right click on that HTML folder and paste the colors.html that I just copied from here. So I create a copy of it here as well. So I'll go then to my links page where I am going to link to this colors page from, or colors and file from. So I'm going to just copy this again to duplicate it. So James, please pay attention here. So let me just take this off. So I've created my, this is a paragraph, this is a paragraph. So inside the paragraph, I'm creating my link, okay? So I have the A tag opened, the href attributes there. Now, because that colors, the colors folder, the colors file here is inside the HTML folder, but my links file is not inside the HTML folder. It is directly under the 6 folder. So if you look at this line here, it tells you what is under each of the folder. So it's only my what's it called now? These links. and the IWD image that is directly under the day6, including the HTML folder. So these two files are under the HTML folder. So for me to specify the colors file that is under the HTML folder, I need to type in the folder name first. And the folder name is HTML. That's where the file I want to reference or link to is residing. That's where the file is residing. And I put my / and then I type in the colors.html. Colors.html. All right. And that's it there. So on doing that, I have referenced this file here, so that when this link is clicked, if you open this file, okay, but I want it to open in a new in a blank page. So I'll add my target attribute and choose blank. I'll close it. No, I'll close this. All right, and then I can type in what I want my user to see. Say open the color page. Open the color page. So on doing that, I'll save my work. I'll go back to my browser, same page. I right click and I click on reload. So on reloading, another link has appeared here. So when I click on this link now, it's going to open the color page for me. So I'm clicking now. I've clicked and it's here. You can see this is the color page that I'm linking to in the HTML folder that I created. All right. If you go back, this is a link. I click on it. It will open it up for me. So that's how that works. James, I don't know if I've answered your question. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So James, I've answered your question. Let's just give James time to type yes or no. Hello, James, are you there? Okay. You can't hear, but you got it. Okay, at least you watch what I was doing. Can you hear me now? Can everybody hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me. Oh, it was your network. Okay, all right, no problem. Anyway, the class is recorded, so you can always go back to check the class. So let's move forward. We've started working on different links. Yeah. Okay, so this example that we have here now. Hello, everybody, please look up now. Everybody should look up, please. What we explained here, we said here an unvisited link will be green with no underline, and a visited link will be pink with no underline, and an active link will be yellow and underlined. All right. In addition, when mousing over a link, that's hovering, it will become red and underlined. So we're going to apply this style that we have here. I'm going to be applying it to our documents, this document we have. Okay. So what I need you to do now, I'm not going to be typing because my typing will cover this page. So you're going to type yourself. But what you are seeing here is the style element, the style element. So I want to ask a question. Our style element will be created where? In the body tag or in the head tag? Who can answer that question? Please put the response in the chat window. In the body tag or in the head tag? Where are we going to create this style element? Where are we going to put it? Where are we putting it? Head tag, correct. Thank you, Esther. Our style element will go into our head tag. It will go into our head tag right here. So open the head tag up and then type in style. Okay. And then what you do, when you do that, what you do for me, you type in all this code. This is the first, you can see style, followed by all this declaration that we have here, followed by this, then followed by this, and then followed by this, and then it's ending here. So I'll give you like 2 or 3 minutes to quickly do that right now in the same file we've been working on. Please go ahead and do that quickly. Please, everybody, make sure you are doing this. Go ahead and do it very quickly. Idayat, are you a typist? You finished typing everything? That's serious, so. Wow. So Idayat, is there any change to your document, to your HTML page? Did you see any change? Bisola, what is it that you don't understand? Please type what you don't understand out so that I will know. The code you have to write in the style attribute is what is showing on the screen right now. This CSS code is what is showing on the screen right now. This is the first part, second part, third part, fourth part. That's what you have to write in the style attributes, in the style element, not the attribute. The style element, the one you create inside the head tag. All right. So this is the code that you're seeing on the screen right now. I think it has one typist that is typing for her there. Well done. Okay, well done, Esther. Let me wait for one more person. Okay, well done, Paul. Let's just give some people more time. Let me wait for one more person, then we continue. Okay, well done, James. So are we all seeing the changes on our web page? If you see the changes, please type yes in the chat window. If you experience any changes on your links, the links that you've already created, yeah, the color change in your preview, but not in my browser. Interesting. Why? Okay. All right, so I'm going to do the same now. I'm going to try to type all this as well from my own end here. All right, so some people are seeing the changes. All right, cool. So let me also try to type from my own end and see if I run into any problem so that we can then try use that to solve our problem. So first I'm going to do for the first part of it. So when I type, I'll then explain this code to us so that we understand when I'm done typing. So that we know that CSS is not difficult as well, just for you to know what you want to use for, what you want to, what you need, and if it actually exists. Okay. Background color. Where's background color? There you have. Transparent. And then we have text decoration. none. So we can see all these properties that we are seeing right now. Then we have A visited. Color is pink. Background color transparent also. Text decoration is none. So we're done with that one. I'll go to the next one very quickly. A over. I have, I think I'll just copy these things and paste them. And the color here is red. It's red. So I just copy this as well and paste. So here it's active. And my active color is yellow. And the text decoration is underlined. Text decoration here also is underlined. Okay, everything transparent. Okay, so this is it here. I'll save it. I'll go to my stuff here, like over. So we can see the changes that we have. When I mouse over it, it gives me the red color. So let me explain to us now what this thing is doing so that we understand what we've written. I'll move this one a bit up. I'll reduce this a bit. So we all know the attribute we are working with, which is our anchor attribute, the A attribute, the A tag. Okay, that's what we are working with. Now, our A tag has some attributes. So we specify the A tag column. The next thing you see is like an attribute of it or a characteristics of that A tag. So one of the characteristics that it has is it is a link, has a link, and then the link has an option of, the A tag has an option of whether it's visited or it's not visited or mouse hovering over it. So this one is specifying that it's a link. So the links, all links in A tag has this color that you have seen here, this particular format. So all links are supposed to be green. You can see that I've not visited this thing. That's why this one is green. I've not, as in, it's not a page that has opened in my browser, in this browser. That's why it's linked. This link is opening what? An application. That's why you see it as green. And that's what we specified there, that all links should be green. However, if all links are green, okay, let me add a new link so that we understand what I'm saying very well. So I want to add a new link that we have not visited before. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just copy this guy and paste it. But this time around, I'm going to put in another website like www. Oh, what's this website now? I want a website that is simple for me to. Okay, let me put my place of work website. Okay, let me put this here. Is a website, opening a black window, open website. Okay, so I'll save that. So what I'll do here, I'll refresh this page. So I want you to know that, to see that on visited website that you've not visited within your browser, we've configured it here to appear as green. In other words, if this one, if we have not visited it, it will appear as green. So if I copy this now, this link on my page. Okay, well done, Bisola. So if I copy that now, I go to another browser that I have. I think I have Firefox here. Okay, I have Firefox here. So if I come to Firefox and I paste and go, can you see all links are what? Green. All the links are green because I have not visited them on this browser before. Now, remember this one here. Let me show us what this effect is. Over means that when your mouse goes over any link on this page, the color should turn red. Okay, the background color should be transparent and it should have what we call underline. It should be underlined. So let's see if that is true here. So I'm going to be putting that into action here right now. There, I've seen your face. So, so we're going to do that. So you see, I'm hovering over it here. It has turned red and is underlined. Over this one, turning red and underlined. Same applies here, same applies here, same applies here. So because you've said A, specified A here, means that it will apply to all the links that we have. All right, it will apply to all the links that we have. Same goes for any of these links as well, any of these other ones. So visited means that I have visited this page on this browser before. So let's say I open assignments, okay, and I go back. You can see it has turned to what? Pink color. Look at it. It has turned into pink because I have visited it on this browser. All right. So active, we can't see active here because it's not, we're not using framing here. Okay, that would have showed us what the active will be. Would have seen a yellow color there. Okay. Okay, let me show you what active will be. Let me edit my page here. So we all know where we do see where they say go back home or home button on our website. You see the home tab on our website. So let me use that here. Okay. I think I should be able to link to self. So I'll say links here. Let me see if that is going to happen. So because I'm linking to self, I don't need to put in this target again. So I'll just say current page test. Okay, that's what I'll put that as. Then let me hope it works. I can refresh this. So I have, it's supposed to be yellow. Okay. Okay, this test, I can only test it. Let me see if I can test with another browser. Because I'm thinking it's supposed to be yellow because it's the active one. I think. I've never tried this before, but it is what it is. All right. Let me see. Do I have another browser on the system? Edge. Let me use Edge this time around. Let me use Edge this time around. Aha. Active is supposed to be yellow. Why is it not yellow? Okay, I think the problem is that because we have visited specified here. So what we can do to test if that current is working, let me just do a test. I don't know if it's going to work, but let me do a test. I'm going to comment out visited here. Double comment. I'll comment it out. I'll save. And let me do this. Now it's taking default color that comes with the browser. Okay, I know this works. If we're developing a proper website, it works because I've worked with something like that before over time. Okay, so but that's how to specify for current page when you want to know whichever page that is active. So if you go to some website now and you click on a particular tab on the website, that particular tab that you are on currently, we have a different color, and that's what active does. Okay, but for the other ones, what they will do, if I click on this now and I go back here, it will change. Okay, let me refresh. So You can see, so those things will be changing depending on the color that you give it to do, that you assign to it. Mouse over, it turn red and underlined. You can see that. So that's how you work with different colors in HTML using your style sheet. So let's proceed. I hope we all understand. Let's continue. Now, link buttons. You can also apply style. Okay. A link can also be styled as button by using CSS. A link can be styled as what button? So we're going to create this thing now, okay, in our code. So what we are going to do, let me see. Okay, what I want us to do, instead of cleaning, editing the one we've created before, let us create a new file, these links, and create a new file of it, as we usually do. Copy it inside the 6 folder, still in the 6 folder, and paste it inside the 6 folder. That's why I click on the 6 folder and paste it in there. So it creates a copy for you. Okay, so we'll rename this to link button or button links. Oh no, let me rename. Let me close this. So you rename it to button. Yeah, so button links. So we have this new file here now. I want us to edit the CSS that we have, the style sheet that we have here. We'll replace what we have already with this one here. Okay, so we're going to type now. If you try and create the file, I mean the new file from your own end. So I'm going to delete all this one that we've used, that we've typed here. Delete. Okay. So what I want you to do now, in your style element, type this CSS code in there, in the new file that you created here, the button links file. So type this new code in there. So I'm going to be doing that, and I want you to do the same as well at your hand. So we have a link, comma, a visited. Okay, so let's continue. Background color. Now we are using the hexadecimal values here. Hexadecimal values that we're using here. Color white. I hope you are typing yours too, padding. $15 pixel, 15 pixel. Text align, center. Text decoration, none. Display, inline block. Okay, then we write the second one for a over, comma, active, a active. All right, so what we need here is just background color that we're changing. I want it to be red. That's it. So have you typed it at your hand? Let's run this code. So I'm going to run this now, in a browser. So this is what you have. All the links I have on my page return to button. Okay, let me not confuse us. I'm going to delete some things here. So we can take out, let's take out all the other links that we have and leave the last one probably. Let me leave this one. So just leave one of the links that you have created. Okay. So I'll probably be looking this fun like my own. So I'm saving that now and I'm going to refresh. So this is what you should be having. Okay, well done, Esther and Blessing. I hope it worked. Well done, Bisola. I hope it worked. So you can take out some other links if you don't want the page to be looking funny. So this like you've created a button page. I mean, a button link for yourself. Okay, great, 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 great. I'm glad this is working for us. Oh boy. Please, in this one, please add https:// because it's an absolute link we are creating there. So if you click this now, it will take you to the websites you have specified. Okay. All right. So I'm glad it's working for you guys. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's wait for others that are still typing. Do we understand this code, or you would like me to explain this code also? Now it's not working in your browser. Why? What issue are you having? Are you sure you've created it properly? Okay, I'll explain the code. It's working on Visual Studio. Did you save the file before you go to your browser? Make sure the file is saved. Press Ctrl S and save the file. Okay, let me quickly explain this code. Let's look up, let's listen. Of course, we know these are style elements, and this is a link. A column link means that all the links, okay? A column visited means all the visited links. So what we have done here is that we have combined these together to take all these properties that we have here, all this style that we have here. Okay, so both visited and all links, we have the same styling here. The first one, I believe we understand, is background color, but the color we have specified using the hexadecimal. Okay, now don't worry, look up hexadecimal. All right, and then the color here, we understand this line of code as well. The one I think may be confusing to us is this display. I mean, this padding. So when you are specifying padding, I think, can I remember how it goes? I think it's top, right, bottom, left. So the first number, this first size specification will be for the top. Second will be for the right. The third will be for the bottom, and the last one will be for the left. So if you don't specify the other ones, it automatically takes it as 0. So for padding and including margin as well, you have 4 parameters that you can set. Parameter for the top padding, parameter for the left padding, parameter for the right padding, parameter for the bottom padding. Okay, so this is the top padding. I think 15 is the top padding. Let's try and I've forgotten the this thing. Let me just change something here so that we know where it starts from. I know it goes clockwise. Let me make this 55. I'll see where the changes are. Then I'll know what the first one is specifying. Let me view in the browser. I think it's the top. So, what we have seen now is that it's specifying but for both top and bottom. But let me do this. I like to do this. I want to understand what it does properly. So, okay. Let me save it. This is usually the way I specify my padding. I only specify one number. If I specify only one, because I want it to take all through, I'll say to take it all through. Same thing, same size for all the side. So we can see that the top is, the first number is the top. Second number is the right side. This is the top part. This is the right part. I've said bottom and left is 0 here. So I think that's what it is. So let me just close this back. I just want us to understand what those numbers specify. So there are 4 parameters that you can specify for padding and margin: the top, the right, the bottom, and the left. All right. So I hate this thing that is appearing. I don't know why. It doesn't even allow me to click on what I want to click. 25. Okay. So what I think has been done here is that 25 is for top and bottom, 15 is for left and right. That's another way of specifying them there. Okay. All right. So then the next line of code, of course, is the alignment, which enables us to centralize the object, centralize it, putting it in the middle. Then we have display inline block, puts it in a block format, as you can see there. Then this also has combined the over effect and the active effect also to make the background color to be red. So whether it's active or you are placing your mouse over it, the background color remains red. So, however, I want us to see something. I want to change something there. I don't want to combine the over and the background color and the active together. I don't want to combine it. I want to separate them. So I'm going to create another one for over by myself here, for myself. Here. Okay. So I can say background color for when I mouse over it, it should give me green. So I'm asking it to give me green now. So I'm asking it to give me green as the over color for, as the background color when I over the button. So let me refresh here. So ordinarily, when I put my mouse on top of this button, you see it turning to green. Is that not wonderful? Interesting, right? To turn to green because my mouse is on top of it. If I take my mouse away, it changes back to red. Okay, I hope we all understand that. All right. Esther Ayola, are you done? Okay, let's proceed. Any question from anybody? All right, Esther, thank you. You're done. Any question from anybody? Naomi, can you check and ensure that your tags are well created, where you have to apply, add your closing tags. You've applied it. Okay, you're fine and great. Great. Naomi has debugged our code and she has seen where the mistake is. Okay, so let's move forward. So that is that about HTML link indifference. Now we want to look at bookmarks. Bookmarks, we're on chapter 16. We're looking at bookmarks now, all right? So HTML links can be used to create bookmarks so that readers can jump to a specific part of the web page. Guys, please, this is where I'm talking about that you can use a link to go to different parts of your web page. It's the same web page, but you can use your link to also go to different parts of that web page. So let's pay attention here as well. Okay, let's pay attention here as well. So bookmarks can be useful if a web page is very long. Some of us might have seen a web page where when you click on something, click on a particular thing at the top, you just see that the web page will automatically scroll by itself and jump to somewhere else within the same web page, such that if you scroll up, you will see where you are coming from. Okay, so that's what they are trying to describe here. All right, so bookmarks can be useful if a web page is very long. To create a bookmark, first create the book. To create a bookmark first, create the bookmark, then add a link to it. When the link is clicked, the page will scroll down or up to the location with the bookmark. We understand that now. So first, this is an example. Use the ID attribute to create the bookmark. So what we are going to do now, let's create a new page. Please open your Visual Studio Code and create a new page inside the day 6 folder. Create a new page, a new file. So call it bookmark.html. Okay. And then let's create our HTML document structure. We have the head right there. And we have body right there. So in this place, I want you to, let's create H2, ID of 4. So this ID here is like you giving this tag a name. We call it C4. It's like you giving this tag a particular name, and you can type chapter 4. Okay. So what we have done right now is that we have created a bookmark by adding this ID to it. All right. So the next thing to do is to then create the link to that bookmark. So I said then add a link to the bookmark, jump to chapter 4 from within the same page. So what we'll do, we need to create another. So how to do that is what we see here. We'll say that's the link, href. Where are we going? We are going to where we have the chapter 4, and we've given the chapter 4 an ID of what? C4. So you just type hashtag C4 for your href. You can close it and then say jump to chapter 4. Okay, so this is how you create your bookmark. But for us to now see it in action, let us go ahead and generate some Lorem Ipsum code so that it will give us a very long page to work with. So you can let's quickly generate Lorem Ipsum. Well, did I close it? Nope. Close this one. Okay. So we can copy any part that we want. Let's copy this one. Put it in a paragraph under your H2. So I'll put in a paragraph here. Let me say P. So I paste it there. Oh, this is so long right now. Oh boy. So I'm just breaking this one into lines so that I don't want to have a very long this thing there. It doesn't affect the way it's going to display anyway, but I think it's good for me to just do that. Okay, so I have a paragraph here. Okay, I can duplicate this so as to mimic a very long web page. Just keep doing copy and paste like 3 to 4, 5 times. I think I have done up to 7 times right now. Okay, so now I will come here also and do another H2. H2, and I say chapter 5. I can say chapter 5 here. All right, this is my H2, chapter 5. So let me run this page. We are still going to write our own code. So, but I just want to run this page to show us what bookmark is. So I will just, let me reduce this page so that I can actually do it in action for us. So my link is here. Immediately I click on this link, to scroll back up to come here. Because this chapter 4, this heading here is having an ID that I've used that are specified in this link here. So let me click. You can see it has jumped to chapter 4 at the top. If I go back, I click again, it has jumped there. So let me now I'll create something else here under this chapter 4. Or let me say above chapter 4. I want to create another link just to show you that you can use bookmark to jump to anywhere within your web page, within the same web page. Okay, so href, I can call this hashtag. Make sure you always proceed with hashtag C5. Okay. You can say go to chapter 5 for here. Okay, so I can now scroll down to where I have this chapter 5 here and add an ID attribute to it. ID attribute, and I call it what, C5. All right, I'll save my work. I'll refresh this page. I have the go to chapter 5 here. If I click on this now, it's going to jump to this place. As in this page, we come here for me to see chapter 5. Okay. What I can do again is let me add more paragraph here. Something I want you to see. Add more paragraph. And more paragraph. Okay, I'll save it. Let me refresh this. So I have more pages there. So now I have more text rather. So now if I click on go to chapter 5, it's expected to come here like this. Okay, so let's try that. You can see that if I go back down, chapter 4, it comes back up. I come there and go to chapter 5. So that's how you can use bookmark to jump from one place to another within your web page. Do we understand? Please, I hope we all understand. So you can try this at your leisure time. Okay, I'm going to drop the file for us immediately after this class so that we can use it to test when we are less busy. Okay, so that's how bookmark works. Okay, so if I go next, say you can also add a link to a bookmark on another page, which means you can jump from one page to a part in another page. What that does is this. Just pay attention to what I'm doing. Remember, I have a page here. Let me open these button links. I have my button links page here. Okay, and here I have, no, let me not use this one. Let me use, where's the other link button? Oh my God, I hope I've not done, oh no. Okay, this is it here. So I want to edit this page now so that it will come to this paragraph here. So on this paragraph, I'm going to name it, give it an ID of, Let me give it an idea of what color link. I can give it any name, but usually try and use a short name so that you don't have to type too much. So I can give this one and say A1. Let me say A1. That's my ID for it. I can save that file. I'll go back to my bookmark HTML. Okay. And I want to jump from, let me copy this. So I want to jump to that A1 in that other file. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is just what they did here. I'll specify the file. The file is, where's the file residing actually? Inside the HTML folder. So HTML / colors. I think that's where I edited from. Colors. Sorry. Colors. Okay. So when I put that at the end of the HTML, at the end of .html, I then put hashtag A1 in there. All right. So here, let me just change this to jump to color page. Color page. Okay, so I'll save that. So if I go back to my browser, I hope we are seeing what I'm doing. Go back to my browser. I have created, let me just break that to the next line. Or I just add a paragraph to it there. So I'll save it. So I have this jump to color page. Now let's just look at what's going to happen now. You can see it has jumped to the other page. But because these are just color this thing, you may not see that is jumping to a text. I mean, a particular place within it, because what we have here is just too short for us to use to mimic. But that's how you jump from a particular page to another section in another page. Okay, this is how you do it. So when you are less busy, you can go through this slide that I'm going to post today, and then you try this at your own hand. Okay, if it's not working for you, you can reach me. You can call. You can reach me on Telegram. Then we'll work around it together. Some of us have been encountering some problems that requires me to either be on your system to be able to work, or not, to be able to show you what I need to show you. So maybe what we'll be doing, for those of us that I may require that, I'll be setting up a Zoom link for you. Once you have the time, you can call me. I'll set up a Zoom link for you. I'll send it to you. Then we can connect on Zoom, and then you can show me what you need to show me, and I'll then direct you on how to go about solving the problem. Okay. So we have talked about ID attributes, okay, to define bookmarks in a page, and also the href value of that bookmark, always preceded with the hash symbol, then followed by the name of that bookmark. This is where we are going to stop for today. I believe that we've learned one or two things. Let me see what we have next. I think it's images. Yes, we have images next. Tomorrow evening, we'll be looking at images. And that's going to be another interesting session for us tomorrow. Please, I hope you have marked your attendance. I'll be taking time today, by God's grace, to grade our assignment that we've done. I'll try and also put up an assignment today that will be due for next week. You may be seeing more than one assignment. I'll try and get that done today, by God's grace. However, before we close, is there any question from anybody? Any question out of all that we've learned? Is there something that you're still finding difficult? Please let me know, so that if we can take the little time we have to look through it, we can quickly look through it. Okay. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay. Doesn't seem like there's any question. So thank you, guys. I've uploaded yesterday's lessons, the files. I've uploaded it this morning. The video, recorded video as well, has been uploaded this morning. You can go back there, do your revision that you need to do. This one also will be uploaded very shortly by the grace of God, and we can keep up with class. For those of us who came late, please need to watch the video and also go through the slides. The Lord will help you through in Jesus' name. So welcome. So tomorrow, I have a gift for one person. I have a gift for one person. Tomorrow, whoever is the first to enter the classroom, when I say classroom, to join the Zoom tomorrow, I'll be sending the person an airtime of 1,000 naira. So let's see what develops tomorrow. All right. Please be punctual. Today wasn't that encouraging because many of us were not punctual. By the time we started, we were just about 4 or 5, and that is not encouraging. So let me sensitize. I mean, what's that word now? Let me sensitize you people with some incentives. Okay. So 1,000 naira airtime for the first, let me put it this way. The first 3 people that joins the class tomorrow get 1,000 naira airtime each. First 3 people that joins the class tomorrow get 1,000 naira airtime each. So get yourself ready. It's a competition. So I'll make sure that I open the class at exactly the time that the class is supposed to start. So hopefully I'll meet you there. Hopefully I'll meet you there. So, but first 3 people get 1,000 naira airtime each. So thank you guys for today. Don't forget, go and mark your register, your attendance, and make sure you mark it. Then we'll see you tomorrow. So thank you again, and God bless you all. I pray that all that you've learned today, all that you've seen, will stick to your mind and your brain, and understanding will come to you in Jesus' name. You will not forget them in the name of Jesus. You will become better and better in them. Even as you go back to watch the video and revise, the Lord will bring more of these things to your understanding in Jesus' name. It shall be well with you in the name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless you, and see you tomorrow in class. Bye.